And we're back.
We had a very long commercial break there. Very long.
Like many
It was
several episodes long.
6 weeks long.
Yes. That's we have a lot of ad partners. You got to have a long commercial break.
Yeah.
Really, I think we should be popping off new seasons after the obligatory XLV hibernation.
True.
You know, it's like, I mean, I also had surgery. So
it was a lot with surgery, and then that was a few weeks of dealing with craziness there, and then traveling for work. So I was out of town, and then sickness, and then
Tyler's moving.
And then Thanksgiving. You know, of course, is a Thursday
and
every
throwing
year.
Your first baby birthday party. Which do you want to be the coolest baby? You want your baby to have a good rep. And if
when was it?
It was the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
It just happened.
Oh shit! Damn! Congratulations.
We made it. We didn't drop him in a year, and that's all you can ask for.
We got some great folks in chat here poking their heads in. All our favorite people. OG Sean Walker.
Hello, fairies.
What's up? What's up?
Oh, miss you too.
We got the fairies in the house, and we got Valo as well.
We've got a few weeks of news for you. Things are coming back. Things are picking back up.
That's right. That's right. And by news, we mean interviews.
Yes.
Still, generally.
With a light that there's not that much news these days anyway. Let's be honest.
We'll get back to it. You know,
you'll get some garnishes of news, but the main course is these delicious guests.
That's right. Well, we got Zest backstage right now. Very exciting. We're going to pop him out shortly. But there are a couple things happening in CNFT land that we've noticed, despite being mostly unplugged for the past month and a half.
And it's, exclusive clubs are at the tip of everyone's tongue. And also, I think one of the great joys of the CNFT community, one of the fun little things to do is just try to figure out who's behind a project that isn't doxed. It's like, how many eons have we spent on Aeon speculation on the news? So many times where we just thought, could it be Patty? Could it be Tyler? Could it be just throwing it to see if it sticks? And, that's kind of what we're doing right now with another project, 400.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but this is the much hyped project that's out there. Floor prices going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Before we talk about it, no one buy it.
Right, we're not.
Be clear.
But it is news.
Yes, it is.
So we're going to show it to you and warn you.
And let me tell you that there is it's quite a balance on the news between wanting to talk about the news and not wanting to give that much spotlight sometimes to things. It's confusing.
Yeah, it is, right?
Definitely.
The first thing I want to say is this art is clearly all created by AI.
Which is kind of depressing to look through the comments because a lot of them are praising the art. Which I mean,
no, I mean it looks good.
It has an aesthetic, and there are
yeah.
choices being made, certainly.
Yes.
And I use AI art and stuff that I do. Sure.
Yes.
I'm just saying we should know.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Because an important distinction is like if that was all art created by a person, then they don't need anything else. For their they don't need to have any utility. I don't feel like they need to have something else to show for it at all.
Because there's a lot of art, right?
Because there's a lot of amazing art. But when it's not, then there needs to be something else.
Yeah. So the detail work here, let me see if you can see this. Can I zoom in on this? No, I can't. No, it's not gonna let me. Anyways, you can see here, right here, really, the small details where it just kind of melts into incoherence.
Well, I think the other AI definitely that, and I think the biggest telltale, and I mean not to flood. I don't want to come. I feel bad I can flooding stuff, but I mean with something like this, there's a lot of ADA being thrown at it, and
it's just balance. It's just giving some balance to the overwhelming coming from this side. It needs to be balanced out. Honestly.
I think that the reason behind that too is there's no one knows anything about this, so it could be literally anything.
Right, and we know that's what people love,
the hype.
and they have no idea what it could be.
compared, like I made a tweet comparing it to the Jesus 2.
Yes, that was great.
And
another secret club.
Yeah, that one, you know exactly what it is. Like there's no secret behind it. It's a club for
some sort of ruby door
mm-hmm.
opening
to be
tomorrow.
Fair, I do have connections to it. So.
Yeah. Well, you know, we're in the secret club, and it was people who saw the Jesus 2 trailer or quick cut at NFT XLV. And that's the club that I want to be a part of.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. And you know that there's literally like a long list of celebrities, like you said in the tweet, doing voice acting.
Yeah.
Like there's just so you can watch the whole process. It just kind of shows that people value what it doesn't exist, and then once something does exist, they don't want it anymore.
Right. It's the hype chasing that.
So we got to get over that. We got to get over that.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to make tweets about it, because like people, it's so easy to get lost in the hype, like lost in the FOMO. And I like half lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
Oh, we're all jumping.
I mean, there should always be some mystery. Like I get mystery that I want that too. We all want that, but it shouldn't be allowed to be just mystery. Like if it's like, I mean, I feel like we need to be vigilant about
substance.
Yeah, like.
So all that aside, we have some questions in chat here. Did everyone collect their 2,500 club NFTs? So if you've not done that, you go to claim.2500.club, and I will show you what that looks like. You connect your wallet, and then you can select the assets that you want to mint. And so you'll get all this stuff.
Dang.
If you've got a legacy pass.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you do this yet?
No, it says unclaimed. I tried to, and it threw me an error, so I kind of lost my momentum. But I'm going to try again.
Okay.
I think we're about to run out of time for this year's claim, also. So jump on that.
We have. Or
go ahead.
You can go. I was going to say we have.
Back to what we're saying.
Just one other quick, I guess, good news or cool news. With Aeonium Sky dropped their number 23, block 23.
Oh,
so we're just away from the whole first set.
One more.
Dang. This is gonna be like a whole era. Marbles is ending right at the same time. What's Aeon gonna do?
I didn't even realize that.
Marbles or
He's gonna take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About time.
Let's see. This one's crazy. It's got a different vibe. I minted mine.
Same.
Safe for my collection.
And I think I could be wrong. I think this one's out of 400.
Yes, it's
rather than 500.
Like, because are they still working on selling out the Block 22, or is that done now?
I'm not sure.
Because it's been a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, that just shows where things are if Block 22 ain't sold out.
Aeon has brought us from the bull run through the bear run, maybe through the end of the bear run, maybe next year we'll see a turnaround once the last block drops.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I wouldn't be shocked.
That's what I'm looking for. All right, cool. Well, shall we move on? Bring on our guest from the backstage.
I just want to say that there's a lot of speculation out there about who could be behind said project.
Back to the 400.
And I just wanted to drop a little source that I have, because we don't drop a lot of sources on here, but I just wanted to say that through a source, someone did a wallet trace and a pattern check, which showed the same style as one of Cardano Robin's groups. And then on one of the posts for 400, the second, it's this post that says,
complimenting the
marketing
and the person behind it.
It was somebody saying, what if it's just a guy who understands marketing and is having fun building something intriguing for the CNFT community? 400 reposts and says, "What if ... and then the very second comment is the smug emoji face posted by Cardano Robin. So that just seems like if it were yours and you just really wanted to get some credit for it, you would wait for that first comment to drop, then get in there with the smug emoji.
Even just the smug face, because I mean,
smug face is quite a specific thing.
Right.
Yeah,
and he did that all.
It doesn't make sense in any other context. Like
that's a sign right there.
Yeah. So yeah, if there's any blockchain detectives that, which we weren't the source. I wish I was that good at.
No.
I've been trying to.
This is hearsay. This is complete hearsay. This is not. I just wanted to feel cool and say like source.
And Cardano Robin, if anyone doesn't know, is someone who's pretty infamous for quite a few things. I think.
They're in the beginning of the community, and then had some scandalous times in news history.
But yeah.
That's all. Just food for thought. Just
speculation.
Just a little.
Fuel the machine. All right. Well, let's.
Mr. Pistachio likes when we throw a little drama in sometimes.
Let's go to the nonsense, because that's what I come here for. I get up looking for nonsense every morning.
Fill up your cup of nonsense.
And now we get it. So I'm going to press the nonsense button, and then nonsense will, follow.
You better do a gesture, Tyler, or else it won't work.
Welcome.
There it is.
What's up?
All right.
What's up?
Feeling zesty.
I like that. I like the repetition that kicks off the nonsense well.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me here.
100%.
Kind of nervous, but
yeah, thanks for coming.
Oh no. We're
Don't worry, nobody watches this.
Nobody watches this. We are just the silliest people. It's fine. And to kick it off, I'm going to ask you something real spooky. All right. I know it's not Halloween anymore, but this is going to scare you a little bit. So, if you're going to be locked in a room full of spiders for some amount of time,
my God,
would you rather have and you can ask any follow-up questions about this, okay? Would you rather have the lights on or off?
Oh my God. What? I'm a runner. I like to run away from things, so I think I would want the lights to be on. Maybe like create a distraction or like start killing them or something like that.
Yeah, you're gonna have a better time.
Yeah, I wanna be able to fight back, and you can't do that not being able to see. So
that's true. Yeah. And if you did ask, I was gonna tell you that you're not allowed to know how many spiders are in there beforehand. That's part of the vagueness. It could be just full. It could be an unkillable amount of spiders. It could be a reasonable amount of spiders. I mean, I agree with you, though. Bringing it into the light of awareness is a better option. You don't want to. No. You can at least avoid them crawling in your mouth, maybe, if the lights
I read The Pit and the Pendulum, and I think he wanted the light. The light was helpful to that guy while the rats were crawling all over him, et cetera, et cetera. That door opening up and him seeing the light coming in was a positive. So I'm going to go with the lights on.
And I feel like they might want to crawl in your mouth more if the lights were out. Like,
it would be easier, definitely.
Yeah. All right, so I hope you're real scared now. This is a good one for you. Would you rather everything you doodled became real or be able to read people's minds? Now think.
No, I know this one already. I wish these things were real. So I want that one.
But what about if some of these skeletons who have gone to the brink of madness, what if they come and rain terror?
I mean, you're going to be
they're going to praise you, so you'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll be good. I'm cool with them, but most of them are like not the best characters. So yeah, it'd be fun to watch.
Simply
no doubt. Yeah, that's the right answer. What kind of artist would you be if you said, no, I don't want them to live? Now, this one's really fun. It's a little sexy.
Uh-oh.
scary, sexy. They were going to all the rooms. Would you rather every time you have an orgasm, the song All Star by Smash Mouth plays?
Okay.
Or every time the song All Star by Smash Mouth plays? So the song makes you orgasm, or it plays at the end.
Perhaps the first one, because I feel like
Yeah, dude.
When I go into bars and if someone liked that song and I just all of a sudden like can't stop orgasming, I think I think I'd rather play it safe.
Yeah, somebody in the comments, I found this on Reddit, and someone was like, just if you chose the other one, you need to think about how many times you actually end up hearing that song. Like, start noticing how often that song plays, and you'll be like, yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, that's
good answers.
That would be that'd be a tough one. Awesome. Well, I think we met our nonsense quota. I'm hearing in my ear from Pete, the producer, that the nonsense quota has indeed been reached. So we're going to go now to our special guest segment starring Zest. So stick around, Zest. You're going to like this one.
Hey, we both did, Jess.
And we're back.
What's up?
Awesome. So Zest, you've got a lot of interesting work, and I'd like to show off some of this stuff here. Here we go.
And you just
sounds good.
You've got it pulled up? Yeah, go for it.
I love when I love to see text on art. Like it brings it to such another level for me, and I feel like it just really communicates more of the artist's intentions from their brain to my brain, from their soul to my soul. So like, I love that you do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like not even limiting yourself to one language.
Yeah, well. That's right.
Yeah. I have.
Are you
part alien?
Alien? Yes, I am.
Do you speak multiple languages or read multiple languages, or you
I can speak sign language fluently, but otherwise I just kind of find interest in words. I don't know. I took Russian in college, so I got a bit of exposure with that. And then my girlfriend, her family is from Argentina, so I'm getting a little exposure in the Spanish-speaking world. So
you have been exposed in a legit way to a lot of different languages.
Yeah. I try to seek stuff like that out. I mean, you never know how it's going to come up. So I find that to be quite fun.
Well, I want to hear a little bit about, like, I just love the way that I love how you tweet on social media. Like, I like that you talk about expression and philosophy, and I want to hear a little bit about like what your philosophy with Zest is and where the name came from.
Oh man, these are great questions.
Yeah.
Okay, where the name came from, I'll start with that one because it's a little more remedial than you would kind of expect. So in high school, I was listening to That Part by Schoolboy Q, and they did the Black Hippie remix, and there was a line where Absol said, Zest God, Zest God, Zest God, Zest God, and I was just 17, and I thought it was sick.
It hit you so deep.
And so, I don't know, I just arbitrarily picked that name, and it turns out I picked the perfect name for kind of what I'm trying to express and like the topics I'm exploring. So I stumbled upon the perfect thing. And
it's so short and unique. Like, I agree.
Yeah.
You want something short like that.
Yeah, exactly. So that panned out when I was getting into graffiti. The name worked perfect.
It's such a street art.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. the internet, it looks really cool as like a handle.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cool plays you can do when you're actually working in like typography, because the Z and the S are flipped, and then the E is kind of a level for both of them, and then the T is kind of an outlier, so you can play with that. And yeah, so that's where the name came from. It's not too deep or anything, but it turned out to be perfect.
Love that.
Are you a fan of citrus?
Citrus, yes, I love citrus, and I think my personality is very citrusy, so it's like, yeah, it's perfect.
So I see a whole lot of
and do you also like spicy food, real quick?
I love spicy food.
Yes, this is why I knew I liked your project before I looked at it. It's like, it's spicy.
Yeah, love spicy.
So I was saying, looking at a lot of this stuff, a lot of your work, there's various mediums. Could you like list all the mediums that you work in? It seems to be kind of multi-media a lot of the time.
Yeah, I try to, I would say 85 to 90% of it is acrylic. But I am playing with ways of tastefully integrating other things that I play with on the side. Whether that be different techniques, philosophies, approaches, but also like, you know, incorporating the collage, getting the charcoal to go lighter or darker. But most of my work is an approach on layering. So using a lot of washes to tie colors together, darker to go back, lighter to come forward, you know, and so the first iteration of any painting is like complete utter nonsense. Like I'll just make a mess.
I want to see that journey. I want to see that. I want to see the beginning to end someday.
I'm trying to figure out some way to really bring people into that. So starting my website in the last couple of days, I plan on doing some stuff on there where people will be able to understand what I say when I mean like making a mess or refinement, which are kind of the two halves of my process. So
you
it's
start
like
with making a mess.
Yeah, usually if I try planning something out, I end up being too careful with it, and then that'll get painted over and completely covered usually. So
awesome.
So do you go into these with any like no idea, like just completely feeling?
Yeah, feeling. So expressive, like gestural feeling, and then intuitive color feeling. So I'm synesthetic, so my emotions turn into colors, which music like stimulates for me. So I'll just pick the colors intuitively and let that kind of guide where my emotion goes. And then eventually I'll see someone and I'm really interested in portraiture. So they usually end up being people. Like this guy is kind of my favorite right now.
Oh wow.
I feel like this is the most
look how big.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, I feel like I can tell a bit of his story already just looking at him.
Yeah, so that's what I do, is try to convey these emotions that I usually can't express or get out in words in these characters, which I usually look at as self-portraits as well. So there's either the self-portrait or the muse. So all the girl ones are kind of the muse, and just following that, and then yeah.
Now I see why you're running out of space on those walls.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. I noticed in both of those images behind you, there's this same sort of shape, maybe coming out of the forehead there. This kind of cross shape.
Yeah. So it started as a way to make people mad. You know, I think people are so sensitive about an inverted symbol that they've associated with some kind of thing. So I love antagonizing people. And so aesthetically, I like the illustrative value of like face tattoos, you know, drawing them in on pictures and stuff. I think it's pretty sick. So it kind of got incorporated into that. But now I kind of try to play into things like the idea of a target or the idea of like flow, like downward through the body. So starting at the head and, you know, letting it go out.
It sort of made me think of like a wounded third eye, like somebody's
Like
third eye is cut
it's like
off
you got it
because of
gouged
all
out.
their beliefs. All their
Yeah.
beliefs have like wounded them from being able to see what's really happening or whatever.
Yeah, so as early as my work goes, like I've just been doing that intuitively, and the more I like this piece is actually my first piece that I ever put on blockchain.
Wow, that's appropriate, very appropriate as a first blockchain piece.
Yeah, and so so it was just something that kind of evolved in the same way that the rest of my art did. You know, I don't take too much time like trying to guide things or as much as I'm just holding on and like just seeing where it goes and just trying to have as much fun as possible.
What about the
definitely.
So one thing that you'd said about the synesthesia and the emotions and the colors, so you're writing in a way these emotions to the canvas. Do you get those emotions back when you look at your work?
Yeah. So the writing is usually like the bow on top that kind of pushes the point through. So since my process is making a mess, finding something, and then refining that, and then after a day or two, I'll stare at it or like just have it in my room feeding me energy, and it'll just like, I don't know, something will just come up and I gotta write it down so I'm able to communicate that.
Yeah, it just it gives it more of a fullness of experience and in your memory to have.
Yeah, totally. I find great joy in being poetic or trying to be very like kind of off the deep end, you know, like exploring these things that are not necessarily tangible.
Everyone on the screen's into that for sure.
Yeah. So, so yeah, that's like I do write a lot of poetry, and that I love painting words. I think there's something so special about taking your time with every letter and then layering over that and really feeling this thing like come up. So yeah, there are actually a couple mistakes on this canvas, which is a little embarrassing, but I also love to leave those.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Imperfection is digital perfection, baby.
Yeah.
You could tell the size of the piece.
By
that.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, that's right. Because the musical notation in there, this thing must be huge.
So do you do your where do you work most of the time? Like, do you work down here?
Right here.
Right here where the magic happens. Nice.
Yeah, so a lot of paintings that I hang behind where I have my easel will get covered in new paint from other pieces every once in a while. So it's also ever evolving. So that I find to be fun as well.
I want to know how you Valo from chat wants to know, do you link the physical piece with the NFT piece somehow, for example, selling them together or something?
No, because the price that I'm charging for NFTs does not nearly cover the actual value of the art.
Right. It's huge.
So like, they're really big. If these were like small, I would just give them out. But like, my pricing is $2.25 a square inch. So like something like this is like $5,000. And you don't see that kind of demand in the NFT space.
That right now.
Not yet. Just wait.
Not yet.
Yeah. But I'm finding really great interest in actually using the NFTs as a means for developing ideas. So one thing that I'm really interested in is interactive art. Excuse me. Generative stuff. So I'm trying to start this platform where you have a certain NFT and you get a special experience because of that. And there may be like puzzles involved, you know, like puzzle design.
Oh yeah.
but making one NFT almost more valuable than this, in the sense that it gives you this whole world to engage with. It gives you a lot more depth in exploring and using the NFT as the actual integral part of the art, instead of like just taking a picture of a piece and selling it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, there's so much to
those images are very degraded right now. I was just trying to keep it lightweight while I got it set up.
It's okay. Our streaming quality is not going to carry the crispness anyways. We're going to just want to show off this large body of work that you have. This is on the new website that's being developed right now.
Shart.
Yeah.
Hi,
Shart. Hello.
What's up, Shart?
Yeah, what's up, Shart? Power and love to the artists, indeed. Yeah. Yeah, well, these look great. So what plans do you have for the site?
And the Shartists.
So I have a really hard time trying to put my ideas into words, therefore carrying them out with other people and myself. So the first exercise that I'm doing through this blog is kind of make fun of a blog, you know, like it's very self-aware. And, you know, I'm intentionally just being very candid about my thought process while writing it. And then hopefully that'll allow me to practice developing my ideas into more concrete, expressible things. And so that's my first exercise. The second one is I don't really want to be tied to a certain marketplace or a certain thing. So I'm going to start hosting primary sales on the website as well. That's going to take a little more technical understanding, which is fine. I love to learn. So that'll be fun. And I think I'll be able to give a more tasteful primary sale experience than I think some generalized marketplace could.
And we've never actually seen like an artist do that, you know?
Yeah, not really.
Projects do that. So I think that would be, well, Threefold Bold did it. Yeah.
True. But there are 3 of them.
That's true. There are 3 of them. Yes. Yeah, that's amazing. That's a great idea.
Yeah. I also want these assets to eventually down the road become like you can move them between chains that chain fluid or however you want to call it.
Built in, yeah.
So having a central place where you could then disperse the user is the one who determines what blockchain it's on, what currency they pay in, and then be able to facilitate that transition. If like someone from Cardano wants to buy it, but it's on ETH, but they want to bring it back to Cardano, you know, I think that'll be pretty fun and expand the world that I'm trying to develop digitally.
Yeah.
And it expands everyone else's worlds more too.
Yeah.
So what brought you to Cardano in the first place? How long have you been here?
It was dumb luck. It was I had been painting for almost a year. I was making very remedial art, just kind of exploring and learning. And I posted a piece, and my friend Mize, shout out Mize if you're watching, love you, bro. He's part of the Liminal team and helping with what we're developing there. So he just said, hey, you should come mint this on Cardano. I'll buy it. So for 30 ADA, this guy got my first ever piece on blockchain.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and the rest is kind of history. I got into collecting NFTs, and then I got a community manager position at some small NFT project.
That's a good way. That'll teach you the ropes real quick.
And so I figured like there's no community for artists in the same way that NFT communities like PFP collections kind of have this central space to interact. So that's when I decided I was going to build Liminal and help artists find find their people, find their space, and allow them to find that kind of community they would otherwise be searching for over and over and over.
Could you talk about that a little bit? I don't know.
Yeah. So it started out as trying to be a very broad, overreaching idea. Every artist could come in, every artist could like really keeping it open. But we've kind of, there was another project that kind of took our idea and like really democratized it. So we went hard the other way, which has been a learning process. But now we're trying to get into essentially elevating what happens on Cardano. And I think there's a level of art that, level of art community that hasn't really been developed yet and really had like time to mature. And so our goal is to bring that kind of maturity and curation and taste and, you know, these things that make art worth money, not just $5 editions, you know, which is kind of the meta right now in the space. So yeah, it's me and two of my closest friends who are kind of, or three of my closest friends who are kind of the founders. And then we have a couple artists from around the world that we also host in the liminal, as liminal artists. Yeah, so I'm kind of patient zero. So everything I want to do with them and then expand out is kind of, I'm the test subject. So the website and the bridging and all this stuff is eventually going to be expanded out into kind of a package that artists can come and use and take and do their thing with. But that's been a long journey, and it will probably be a much longer journey too. So right now we like to say we're just an art community and leave it at that, but the vision is a lot bigger than that. So
Great.
That's a very very worthy task. Support that task for sure.
Yeah, I think Cardano can be just as big as Tezos or Ethereum or even Solana in the art space. It's just there's not the same liquidity flowing around, and the same respect being. So coming into the space, my thing was like, okay, like I'm gonna build a floor price and I'm gonna do all these things that garner respect traditionally.
That's
but
right.
It's also me just making fucking art, and it's like, excuse my language. Sorry about that.
No, we can't.
Okay.
We need that too. Like, we really need that artist focus on Cardano, because like we had it in the beginning, and then PFP craze.
Another, get new people in, it washes away with the tide.
We still got a good core of people.
Yeah, definitely.
We just need to keep going.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And so, that's what we're doing, is building for everyone that's not just us, which I find to be quite fun.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, I just joined up the Liminal Discord. I'm in.
Hey, I see you. Dope.
I'll get in there too, for sure.
Oh my God, Shart. Now you're driving away our viewers already.
Really a respected person here, so if you offend him, it's going to be a big problem.
Yeah, sorry, Shart. Sorry. Please forgive me.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, I'm really glad to have gotten more of a deep dive into your stuff. I wanted to know, where are you currently selling
that's what I want to know too.
your stuff? Where could somebody pick up some ZEST?
Acquisitions?
I mean, there's secondary for sale on JPEG right now, but I kind of run supply lower than demand to try to create higher demand, I guess. People really want it.
Yeah.
So the way you get one is you just hope that you see it before someone else who wants it, and then it usually takes about 3 to 5 minutes.
Where?
I'll post it on Twitter, which will either be a link to JPEG or Create, and then
Great. Create.
First person who gets it. Tap Tools, if you're watching, I know you probably won't watch this, but please consider aggregating for Create. This is important for artists. This is their smart contract is going to be the root of everything we do. So aggregating for that smart contract is like paramount right now for artists. And any artists watching, please bother them because this is very important.
All right,
I'm
you heard
surprised they haven't already. I kind of just assumed that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think.
I know.
Yeah. So every time I make a sale, I'll bother them underneath it. And then this morning we kind of got into a back and forth. So I think I'm making some headway.
Stirring it up. Stirring up the shit like you like.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I'm very glad that you randomly got brought here. It seems like the fates have aligned in many ways, just like we always see so much serendipity in this community. It's like everyone that comes on has some level of that to their story, it seems like.
Yeah.
Makes me happy.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. So is there any information that we've not gotten out there that you feel the people should know about yourself, maybe your background, what you're trying to put out there, even just shout outs? We like shout outs too.
Shout out Silvest. Tell him to stay off the chocolate. Shout out Keek. Shout out Koyamo. Ritzmond, Crude, Rappa. Shout out my mom. I love you. She'd probably watch this later and be upset that I cussed. And no ZEST equals light bag. So
light bag. All right. Yeah.
No, that's about it.
Well, I want to know when did your artist journey begin? Did you start with street art? Like,
this is an awesome question. I actually started with music. I had gotten into a relationship with a girl I was really in love with.
Your muse.
But my muse, yeah, the first muse.
OG muse.
And I really couldn't. I'm not a words guy necessarily for expressing myself. So I was trying to figure out how I could try to say what I wanted to say. So that led me to trying to learn music. So I started producing. I got into that, started getting really good at it. Switched my major from computer science to digital production.
Well, that works perfectly.
And that was in 2019. But in that coursework, there was one creative drawing class. And at first I was bored by it, but then we got to the abstract expression portion of the class, and like I made 2 marks and I like broke down crying in front of like it was like it was a mess. So since 2019 I've just been like trying to see how deep inside myself I can like pull up and express, and maybe someone else will connect with it.
Wow, I like the way you put that.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. That's one of those instances of serendipity as well. Like it just fell into place.
Especially because you weren't even feeling it in the beginning of the class, and then it's just like it all came together.
I was like drawing, like, why do I need this? I don't want to draw faces. Now that's like my study right now is like learning how to really put form to face and doing all these more technical things. But then once they let me make a mess, I was like, you sold me, you got me. Let's do this. Let's see what's going on. So
now I'm about to be watching that Twitter.
To it.
Gotta get in early as possible. Well, you're so cool. It's great to meet you.
Yes.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it's awesome to meet you guys too. I hope I wasn't too awkward or uncomfortable.
I didn't feel
it was an awesome interview.
Even one time.
I would say you were at level 1 awkwardness. 0 is no awkwardness.
Okay, that's healthy.
Really
Anything under a 5 for me is like, that's a good day.
You might have gone up to 3.5 at your most awkward.
You don't want to be at 0 though.
No.
That's true.
I'm at a 9. I'm at a healthy 9 all the time.
Same.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, we're going to be following along, and glad to have you on Cardano, and you know, we're gonna hopefully collect some of your work as well.
Yeah, sounds
and have
good.
you back down the road too. Definitely.
Yeah, have you back. That's right.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to catch up on where Liminal is gone and everything.
Yeah.
Sure.
And shout out to everyone who is here and who's viewed us, because we were not around for a good 6 weeks or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you just?
Yeah. What just happened?
Do that again.
Do that. I thought I was seeing things.
You just
wait. Is it
out of your face? How'd you do that?
Did I?
Yeah.
Wait, is this?
Look at that.
What?
Hey, come on. Hey, come on. I got that magic, son. That's sick.
You're freaking me the hell out right now, Zest.
It's like magic.
I bet your artwork your doodles will come to life. Like your art will come to life because you just proved that you have the power. I'm sharing this. You're not going to be able to cover this up.
That's a good moment. We'll
You're not going to be able to cover this up.
Caught it out of the corner of my eye. I was like, wait a second.
I just really thought it was hallucinating, so I didn't want to say anything because I may be going crazy.
Yeah, like I saw it and no one said anything for a second. I was like,
okay, well, we're going to bring the show to a close then, I think, unless there's any other pressing information that we need to get out there. We'll be back next week. We'll be back the week after that. So
happy birthday to Trevor's mom.
That's right.
Oh, happy birthday.
Mom.
Yes.
You say who? Yeah.
So we'll just give her an air horn.
Party people.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks again. We do a little pose and sign out. So just follow along, Zest. Here we go.
Okay.
For the CNFT News, I'm Scott Chestnut.
I'm Summer Horsegrave.
I'm What Spaces.
And I'm Zest.
And we'll see you next time. We did it. Wait, I don't think we're off yet.
Oh, right. Don't say
it's not
crazy.
over. It won't. I gotta.